like to get started, and we ask Chase to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'd like to ask you to please stay standing while Mrs. Vespignani and the chorus sing the Star Spangled Banner. So please stand, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Of your time, just to share a few thoughts. I'd like you to think about a few things also. I'd like to start with this. BRMS is a special place. I'd like to thank Dr. Van Wert, our school board members. Today we were fortunate to have Mrs. Wright and Mrs. Ronco be able to attend, Mrs. Canosa and the Board of Education staff, Dr. Cronin and the CSD staff, my fellow administrators, Mrs. Stanton, Mrs. Fair, our fellow Bulldog, Mr. Curry. The backbone of our school are tremendous teachers and instructional aides, including our school to watch team, Mr. Pizzo, Mrs. Keene, Mrs. McCarthy, Dr. Pasek, Mrs. Conahan, Mrs. Aronson, and Mrs. Grasso. Our PTO members who happen to be here today, Mrs. Latman and Mrs. Davis. Our Educational Foundation, supportive parents such as Mr. and Mrs. Amena, Mrs. Davis is here also, and also Mr. Grasso. Our secretarial staff, Mrs. Margaret, Mrs. Miller-Jones, Mr. Rainier, and all our custodial staff, and most importantly, our wonderful students. We are a community of unity. Without everyone working together, we would not have achieved this distinction. Together, we create success. What does this school mean to you? Besides the outstanding instruction that you receive on a daily basis, what are the most important elements of our school? I hope BRMS is your second home. I received a letter from a young lady named Sierra, who is now a junior in high school. She wrote, "I now realize that we are a family, and no matter where anyone goes, we all know that BRMS will always be our home. When you first walk in the door, you see 'Welcome to BRMS,' an inspiring quote to start off your day. To the right of our entrance, you see the bulletin board posting, 'We are a community of unity.' Do you notice your signature posted in the front hallway as you are greeted every morning? Can you visualize the words printed overhead as you walk through the hallways? The most important words such as respect, trust, kindness, honesty, courtesy, spirit, and smile reinforce our beliefs of unity. Can you picture Anne as you can always turn an ink blot into a butterfly in your mind's eye? Think about a quote from Mr. Halligan's powerful message during the assembly. His main focus was being good to each other, help each other, and be kind to each other. Stand up for each other when necessary. Mr. Jimenez's message to the 6th grade students was very similar. Never give up. If you have a difficult time, talk to your parents and your teachers. They are your everyday heroes. We are all here for you. We all want the best for you. What sign do you see every day as you leave Black River? Did you make a difference in someone's life today? That message calls all of us to improve on a daily basis. It could be as simply as saying good morning to another student, or asking if someone needs help in the hallway, or being kind to someone in the lunchroom. Think about the followers famous people who had very difficult times when they were young. Einstein was 4 years old before he could speak. Isaac Newton did poorly in school. Beethoven was told as a composer he was hopeless. Thomas Edison was counseled to go into a field where he might succeed by virtue of his pleasant personality. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. A newspaper fired Walt Disney because he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Remember, you have unlimited potential. The sky's the limit. You are a gift to us. As Mrs. Grasso would say, to the world you may be one person, but to one person you may be the world. Continue to pursue your own individual excellence. Be proud of your accomplishments, and be especially proud of BRMS. I know I am proud of BRMS because I know each and one of you. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Van Wert, our Superintendent.
Our board president, Ms. Carrie Wright, and our board vice president, Mrs. Heather Ronco, to offer you a few words of good luck and welcome.
Hi, everyone. On behalf of the Board of Education, we just wish to congratulate you all on this fantastic achievement. The Board of Education is extremely proud of the designation that BRMS is once again a school to watch and will remain a school to watch for as long as we can imagine. So congratulations and good luck wherever you go.
Thank you so much. This is an incredible honor, and last week we were very fortunate to attend the statewide Schools to Watch celebration with Mrs. Vespignani and the chorus did another tremendous job of singing, and we had an incredible video put together by Harrison just showing what transpires at Black River on a daily basis. And I have to say, we were just overfilled with joy and just amazement at what you have accomplished here at Black River Middle School. It's an incredible honor to be a part of what you do here, to be a part of what you have created. And I think that is what is so essential about a school to watch. It is all of your awards, from our amazing custodial staff to our secretarial staff to you as incredible students. You come here each and every day determined to make this school a school to watch, determined to make it a place where people feel welcome, where people feel appreciated and celebrated, and that is so unique. We are truly blessed to have a middle school of the caliber and the quality that we have at Black River Middle School. What we learned at the presentation is that there are so few schools throughout New Jersey and throughout the country that have the climate, the academic excellence, the artistic excellence, and just the wonderful day-to-day experience that you have here at Black River Middle School. And what is so special about a school to watch is that you're a huge part of that award. It's an award for everyone. And you make it possible for us to be celebrated twice in this time, the last 4 years, for being a school to watch, which is a national honor. But as we know, there are many people out there that make it possible for you. And that is not only the leadership of our school, Mr. Mullen, Mr. Curry, our incredible Schools to Watch team of teachers, our chair committee, and our teachers that work here each and every day to provide you with that academic environment and that encouragement that you need to really shine. So I wish you would join me in a huge round of applause for your teachers and the administration. We are just so lucky to have a staff and an administration like we have here at Black River Middle School. And that's what makes this place so incredibly unique and special. So we have to make sure that as school winds down this year and as our 8th graders move on, we take that time to thank Mr. Mullen and the rest of the staff for all that they have created for you here. What we hope for our 8th graders is that this is an inspiration for you. You have gone to the pinnacle of achievement here at Black River Middle School. So many schools have aspired to be what you are, and so few have actually been designated a school to watch. So we hope you take that with you into high school, whether you're going to Mendham or you're going to a private school. We wish you the very best, and take what you have learned here at Black River and bring that to your goals and your aspirations in the future, because we think this is just one of the many awards you're going to win over the next couple of years of your lives. And when you do, and when those moments come, we want you to remember the foundation that your teachers and your principals put for you at Black River Middle School to lead you in that inspirational direction we know you're going to go. So, incredible honor. We're really proud and grateful of you all. I have the great pleasure of introducing Dr. Gail Hilliard-Nelson, who is the Executive Director of the New Jersey Schools to Watch program, and she's going to fill us in a little bit about the program in general and why you were chosen for two designations in a row. So please welcome Dr. Gail Hilliard-Nelson.
Thank you very much. This is really exciting because this is my second part of a question or having someone observe you when the Schools to Watch team came this year? Raise your hand. Okay. So clearly, all of you are part of this award. It is not a recognition just for the teachers, although the teachers certainly deserve recognition because they certainly do all the work, all the instructional work, all the extra activities, but it really is also a recognition of you. And one of the things that happens when we walk into a school for that site visit is we do get to talk to the students. We go all over the school, as you know. We talk to students, we observe classes, but the students are in fact a big component. And what the students reflect is what they've learned from their administrators and what they've learned from their teachers. And that is how to be good people, how to be an inspiration to each other, how to be instructionally excellent. So as you know, there are 4 areas of Schools to Watch here. You may not know, but I'm just going to tell you very quickly. Academic excellence. So certainly this school reflects academic excellence. You do a wonderful job in the classroom. The teachers do an exceptional job in instruction. We just saw your video last week, and people were writing down things that they saw that your teachers were doing. So you will have visitors, I guarantee you. So academic excellence, and then developmental responsiveness. That means being aware that you're developing, you're growing, and you're going through that adolescent phase, and that all your activities reflect some kind of way to engage you, connect you with people, and help you to develop as human beings, not just as students. And then social equity. Does everybody in your school have access to the excellent programs? Does everyone have access to involvement in the extracurricular as well as academic programs? And so this school shines in that way, that everyone, from any kind of kids who come here from wherever they come, all over the world, whether they have special needs, no matter what their situation is, they have access to this excellent, excellent program. And the most important part, I think, is the organizational structures and leadership. And I have had the honor of working with Mr. Bob Mullen and Mr. Joe Pizzo and Mr. Brad Curry for the last few years. And the last year especially, they helped us sort of revive and breathe a little life back into Schools to Watch. And now that the sun's out, I'm really going to make this quick. So they've been an integral part, and the leadership in this school, the structures that you have, the way the staff collaborate and work together, that is really the foundation that this award is based on. And certainly that wouldn't happen without your superintendent, without your parents, without your school board. All those parts contribute to a really wonderful package. So Schools to Watch is not an automatic, like, okay, we're Schools to Watch for life, you know, we just walk around and say, oh, we're Schools to Watch. No. Every 3 years, and we've actually had a little break of a year because we didn't have an award program last year. So every 3 years, your school has to go through this whole process again because there's changes in leadership, changes in staff. We want to know, are you still doing the great work you were doing 3 years ago? And guess what? Your school was doing that and more. You have to prove that you're continuing to grow as a school, and this school has really excelled in that area. And so it is my honor to recognize you as a School to Watch, and we have this little sign that you're going to be able to put up in your school. So I'm going to ask Mr. Pizzo to help me. So this is the banner. This is the banner that you will that you'll be able to put up in front of your school. I know that you have a place all set for it. It says that by Middle School. So congratulations to all of you, to the administrators and to the teachers, and have a great 3 years. We'll be back to see if you're still doing great things, although most of you won't be here, right? All right, congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Huger-Nielsen. At this time, I'd like to ask Harry to come forward. Harry?
All right. Let me start by saying that truly in my years here, or at least the early years, there seemed to be no greater challenge than fitting in on both an academic and a social level. I had no idea what I would face, or how I would learn to deal with issues, or even how I would end up in classes. The world is more a mystery to a child than it ever will be, scary or wondrous. But Now, however, I find the path I wish to take in life clearer than ever as I stand within the walls of Black River Middle School, or rather, just beyond the walls. I feel Black River makes an impact on anyone who just steps through those doors. I cannot count the times I have been approached in hallways, and complete strangers have complimented us on our mature, hard-working students, the incredibly dedicated and intelligent staff, and the myriad of opportunities that are presented in just 3 years. In a single marking period, a lot can happen. Students can demonstrate amazing academic ability, sporting prowess, or the artistic talent that they hold dear. I can honestly say that everyone here strives for that and more every day. I walked into this school a stranger and will leave someone who feels honoured to have worked alongside such an incredible student body and have the privilege to be taught by some of the best teachers in the state and very possibly the country. When I step back and look at it, Black River holds some simple, rock-solid values that encourage itself to be better. I can think of few other places that make me feel this way, and even less that deserve the title of School to Watch more. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. Excellent job. At this time, Mr. Pizzo would like to say a few words. Mr. Pizzo?
To become a school to watch takes hard work, dedication, a commitment to excellence, perseverance, and the knowledge that one does not know all that one believes one needs to know. Therefore, what qualities make us at BRMS a worthwhile member of the Schools to Watch family? One quality is our belief that there is value in the common base of knowledge which we shall use to discover our own unique signature and perspective. None of our students will go unchallenged, and every one of us educators will create a learning climate that is rigorous, motivational, fundamental, and yes, fun. As Nelson Mandela advised, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Another quality is the recognition that learning is powerful when it is engaging and social, when it encourages teamwork and fair play, and when it provides opportunities for reasonable risk-taking and restructuring. As Einstein advised, education is not received, it is achieved. In the words of Lev Vygotsky, through others, we become ourselves. A third quality is actually more of a perspective. Our BRMS is a worthy member of the Schools to Watch family because we recognize and learn from our past, our present, and our vision of the future. As an African proverb so precisely states, tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. Moreover, as Stephen Hawking offers, intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. Maybe our most endearing quality as a member of the Schools to Watch family is our generous heart. When someone is in need of help, when someone is experiencing a problem or worse, a loss, our BRMS family joins together to support each other with kindness and sincerity. And all staff members, students, and community representatives join in to ease the burden and the pain of our own BRMS family member. I'd like to leave you today with the following words that I believe capture the essence of our BRMS family. George Washington Carver said that education is the key to unlock the golden door of freedom. John Dewey noted that education is not preparation for life, education is life itself. And William Butler Yeats concluded that education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. And just one other quick thing, it's also common sense. The sun, as Mrs. Hilliard Nelson said, is out. So I'm finished.
Thank you, Mr. Pizzo. At this time, Mrs. Keene would like to say a couple words. Thank you.
Years ago, Black River Middle School met right here to receive our first, hopefully of many, Schools to Watch banners. Members of the New Jersey School to Watch program, administrators throughout the Chester School District, members of our Board of Ed, as well as all of Black River Middle School, staff and students gathered on the blacktop to hear speeches, receive our banner. It was before our current students were here, but staff and guests should remember it was a great afternoon. That night, Mr. Mullen, Mrs. McCarthy, Miss O'Rourke, and I attended a Board of Ed meeting to present our banner. They're very happy and proud of the work that it took to earning the honor. There were some short speeches, congratulations given, and then Mr. Mullen rose to talk. He said how proud he was of his staff and students. Thank you, Mr. Mullen. And he said that the Schools to Watch designation simply let out the secret that he knew all along, that great things are done at Black River every day. Then he said he couldn't wait till tomorrow, because he had some new ideas he wanted to try to help us get even better. Not being one who's shy about interrupting, I stood up and said, Mr. Mullen, we've only had the banner 6 hours. Could we wait 24 before we try and get better? Last week, several of us traveled to Kane University to be honored as being a redesignated School to Watch. Each honored school had 10 minutes to highlight some things they do. Black River presented a video, and then we were beautifully represented by our 8th graders in our select chorus. Could they please stand for us to thank them for doing us so proud? Several times as we watched other schools' video presentations, Mr. Mullen leaned over to me and commented on the programs and ideas. He was looking for inspiration from others of things we could do better here at Black River. But you see, that's why we earned the School to Watch designation, the first and the second time. Mr. Mullen is never satisfied. But I say that in the very best way, because he knows that each of us can do better than we believe ourselves, and he's here to help that happen. This year we rose from 16th to 11th on the New Jersey Ask Date report card. Pretty good, huh? I thought so. Mr. Mullen said he wouldn't rest until we showed the world that we're the best. And now we have Mr. Curry to help that happen. Mr. Curry joined us to help us with technology and to spread the word about what's going on at Black River. Thanks to Mr. Curry, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, and he blogs about us too. He broadcasts what's going on here at Black River every day on our new lobby television. No matter where you are, you can always know the great things going on at Black River. But what's even more impressive about wanting to be #1 on the New Jersey Ask is that Mr. Mullen and Mr. Curry actually don't believe the New Jersey Ask is the most important thing we're here for every day. Mr. Mullen and Mr. Curry are far more interested in the person, that is each student, than the numbers that a 4-day test produces. One of the reasons we earned our first Schools to Watch designation was our advisory program. Mr. Mullen and Mr. Curry champion our program because they know that relationships are more important than test scores. They know middle school students especially want to know where they belong. They want every student to know that we have principals and teachers and aides, a guidance counselor and advisor, coaches and after-school activities advisors, dedicated substitutes who are here every day, students in other grades, office and cafeterial and custodial staff and bus drivers that care about each and every student in our building. Mr. Mullen and Mr. Curry know that relationships are built with time, so they encourage the advisory committee to plan time for students and advisors to get to know each other. And guess what? The more we got to know each other, the higher our test scores have risen. More schools should see that connection. If you have a meeting with Mr. Mullen before school, it'll break up at about 7:25 because, as he said, it's time to greet the kids. Mr. Mullen is outside every day and Mr. Curry just inside the door. Have a meeting at the end of the school day? That's going to break up about 2:20, so they can both say goodbye to us, down at the buses, even in the rain. Mr. Mullen is so determined to learn every student's name that if he calls you by the wrong name after October, he buys you a snack at lunch. Mr. Mullen, had the right name. They wanted the snack. So stressing relationships earned us our first school to watch designation. What were some of the things that Mr. Mullen implemented to make us even better than we were 4 years ago? Mr. Mullen encourages new programs like the One School, One Book initiative that has us all doing something together across grade levels and teacher subject matters, thus enriching our advisory program. He implemented a new rotating schedule that not only allows more ILA and math time, but also a second social studies class in 6th grade and a second science in 7th and 8th. Mr. Mullen had us formalize enrichment activities to develop sustained silent reading stamina and infuse social studies and science activities into that time. He even reads the reading comprehensive work that students do during that period. He insists that students need time every day to be able to go and see a teacher. Mr. Curry champions the use of technology. He continually researches new best practices and emails staff with new ideas to help us integrate technology into everything from lesson planning and presentation to connecting with information in new ways. With his help, we're moving into the 21st century of education with new ways to engage and differentiate for each student's needs. Mr. Mullen implemented an acceleration program to preview new material so when students get to class they can be more involved. He continues to insist that all students must have the full range of related arts offerings because no one should be kept from art or STEM or performing arts or technology classes because they sing in the chorus or play in the band. At Black River, you can do them all. Mr. Curry believes that sports are so important, he added to his workload this year by taking on the job of the softball coach. Some of the last words Mr. Mullen will say to you at your Black River Middle School graduation will be to let you know that our doors are always open to you and you will always be welcomed home to Black River. Think back to days that West Morris Mendham had an early dismissal and how many high school students took him up on that offer. The record was 92 one day, and there's 2 here right now. I didn't plan that. What he doesn't tell you is that when you get here, after you're warmly welcomed, Mr. Mullen will ask you the pure Mr. Mullen question. So tell me, what could we do better to prepare you for the high school? That's the secret weapon that earns our Schools to Watch honors. Mr. Mullen and now Mr. Curry are never satisfied. They know we can always do better, and they lead us to do just that. Mr. Mullen and Mr. Curry care about us as people, not just students and teachers. They care more about community than curriculum. They care more about people than programs. They care more about Bulldog team scores than New Jersey Ask scores. And yes, they care more about the Phillies than the Yankees, but no one is perfect. Our leaders model the work ethic and vision it takes to get to know each and every person in this building and to try and help them get better every day, to help them reach the goals that they can set for themselves and beyond. They're the reason that all of these people are here today to give us a banner, to let the world know, Black River Middle School, we are a school to watch.
Thank you, Mrs. Keene. Thank you very much. Just like to thank Dr. Evan Work, the school board members, Mr. Mena, Mrs. Davis, Mrs. Canos. Thank you, Mr. Dr. Hilliard Nelson for coming. I want to make sure I don't forget anybody, but I do appreciate, without the entire school board, without Dr. Evan Work, the PTO, the foundation, our tremendous teachers, and of course, okay, just unbelievable students. Like, this could not be possible, so I do really appreciate that. And you know what Mrs. Keene said is really true, that everybody's always welcome. It's nice to see we had a few guys today actually came back, which is really nice to see. So if you wouldn't mind, if you just give everybody up in the front here a nice round of applause, please. Thank you for coming, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.